The very first time I had surgery, it was a delivery, if I remember correctly. And after the delivery, you have visitors coming to see you at the hospital. And one thing they really encourage you to do is to eat, okay? So that you can replenish what has been lost, you can regain your strength. You've lost a lot of blood, you need to replenish that. And as a new mother, you need to breastfeed, and so you are manufacturing milk for the baby, and so you are encouraged to eat and to eat well, okay? And so even though I did not need milk at the moment, because anyway the baby had checked out, okay, the baby had come, checked in and checked out immediately, and so I didn't need to feed for the baby, but then still I was encouraged to feed well for the sake of replenishing the lost items on the body. And so I fed well. Everything that was brought to me, I consumed faithfully, Some people brought pilau, some people brought fruits, cakes here and there, juice, chicken biryani. And from where I come from, you put chicken in anything we are going to consume. Sick or not, we are not going to disappoint you. And so I consumed all manner of food just to go and deal with the consequences later, which I'll tell you shortly. But first things first, if this is the first video you're watching on this channel, karibu sana, I'm excited to have you. Oh, where have you been all this time? Anyway, you are here today. Let me do an introduction. My name is Omuronji. Don't bother with the entire name, call me Ronji, and I bring you nothing other than good health content that could be beneficial to yourself or to somebody you care about. So for all your health plugs, this is the place to be. I'm excited having you. Go ahead and subscribe so that you join the team moving forward. Now, after faithfully consuming everything that was brought to me at the hospital, we got discharged and then we went home. After about 2-3 days, I started noticing I haven't gone for relief for number 2. And so the first time I went, I realized I'm finding troubles pushing whatever was needed to be pushed. And so at first I thought, maybe I haven't eaten enough. And so I went to consume more food, And the situation only became worse because every time I tried to go, the urge was there. The urge was very strong. It required me to, respond to it by relieving myself, but I couldn't. My pelvis area was the muscles around my pelvis were too weak to do what they need to do. And apparently the mass in there was hard because of what I was consuming while at the hospital, and probably when I came home, because I didn't know, nobody had prepared me that when you're going in for surgery, after the surgery, there's a way you need to come back to eating. You don't just come back like you're a well person. There's a way to follow, there are things to consume, there's an amount to consume until your body can go back to working well the way it was working before you had surgery. Nobody had prepared me, and so I had consumed everything and all manner of foods and in big quantities, and so I found it tough. I had a hell of experience. I remember at some point I could go to the washroom, try pushing, I couldn't push, and I just started, I prayed, asked God questions, asked him to come through for me. I'm a believer, so I prayed. I tried a lot of medications. I tried Dufaston, I tried Dulcolax. Not that they were not helping, just that they were helping, but not as fast as I needed them to work. And so it was a very bad and ugly experience for me. I really suffered. I don't even want to recall it. But then eventually I had a relief. Okay? I believe God came through, He says He answers prayers, but not before I learned my lesson. And so finally I had relief, and I was grateful for that. And I told myself, going forward, I do not want to experience constipation ever again. I do not want to have hard stools. I don't want the experience ever again. And so I made water my friend. I consumed lots of water just so that, not that I liked water, no. But if I remembered the experience that I had had, it motivates me to take water, okay? I incorporated fiber in my meals just so we don't have that ugly experience playing itself again. And so that was the big lesson that I learned from the experience. And why am I telling this ugly story? There's a rule of nature that says what goes in must come out. Almost how it is with computers, they say GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. It works the same way. Physically, whatever we consume has to come out. And it's coming out. The experience of it coming out will really depend on what you consumed. Okay? And so if you consume the right quality of food, we are talking food which is healthy, food with lots of fiber, you've been taking lots of water. If you do the right way of consumption, then you're going to have a very smooth and beautiful experience when you are relieving yourself. No hard stools, no need to push harder, no hemorrhages and those kinds of complications. It's going to be a smooth, it's going to be a walk in the park. On the other hand, if we don't adhere to the laws of eating right, and we go ahead and consume junk, we consume food which does not have fiber, we don't drink water, it's going to, catch up with you when you're going to relieve yourself eventually, because anyway, it won't stay in your body for long. It might stay longer than it's needed, but then eventually it really has to come out, and you're not going to have a beautiful experience when it does. And so, not just physically, mentally, whatever it is we consume, it's what comes out. If you've been feeding on things that do not help you, on junk, on things, and we've talked about this before. Check the video that says mental junk consumption. Sorry. Mental weight loss. We've talked about consuming stuff that do not add value to your life. And if you do that, what you're going to put out there is stuff that doesn't add value. And it is sad if you are somebody whom you are looked upon to offer guidance, and yet you allow yourself to consume or to be in an environment where wisdom is not found. Because eventually at the end of the day, that which you've consumed, that which you've read, that which you've experienced, that which you've allowed your mind to absorb is what you are going to give out in terms of, talking, in terms of giving advice, in terms of, just sharing knowledge. You can't share what you haven't consumed. Okay? More like you can't pour from an empty cup. And so for you to be able to be useful and beneficial to the people who are looking up to you, you have to learn to dwell where wisdom is, to consume things that are right for you mentally, and then you are going to produce the same when you are needed to. It also works the same way spiritually, I guess. There's a verse in the Bible that says, whatever things are pure, whatever things are good. What else does it say? Please, someone come through for me with the verse and chapter. I can't really recall. It's a shame. I wish I did. But then I understand even spiritually, whatever we consume is whatever comes out. If you want to go and give a sermon, you have to, read your Bible and, put your words together so that when you stand at the pulpit, you have a good sermon to deliver to the congregation. And the best sermon, we are told, is your own life. We are all called, oh my goodness, I'm sounding like a preacher now. Let me go back to where we were. And so I wanted to share this lesson because it has impact both physically, mentally, and as we've touched, spiritually. And so just keep in mind, whatever it is you consume, however tiny, however big, if it's coming in, if you're allowing it to come in, just keep in mind the fact that it will be needed to come out. And if you don't like the outcome, if you want to bring something out that is useful, then it's time to, make that about turn and consume something that is useful as well. Okay, that will be our episode for today. Let me hear from you in the comment section. Let me know if you've had experience like the one I had, the ugly experience. Let me know in the comment section. If you've had a different kind of experience from that, again, let us know in the comment section. Let us interact. Tell me what you think about today's episode. Have you learned something? I hope so. But let me know in the comment section so that, we can keep on encouraging each other. And until we meet on another episode, this is Ronji, and God bless you.